Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Liverpool news. Arne Slot told to unleash 194 milliliters. Chaos as Jamie Carragher picks side. Liverpool look to have put their recent slump behind them with a convincing win in the Champions League on Wednesday night. Florian Wirtz starred as he provided 2 assists in the Reds' emphatic 5-1 demolition of Eintracht Frankfurt. The ex-Bayer Leverkusen ace has faced intense pressure following his 116 million summer switch, but took all the plaudits. Strikes from former Frankfurt forward Hugo Ekitike, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, Cody Gakpo, and Dominic Szoboszlai helped Liverpool boss Arne Slot claim his first victory in 4 matches and steer the Reds away from a potential crisis. After losses to Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Galatasaray in the Champions League, and Manchester United, Liverpool seemed to restored some form ahead of facing Brentford in the Premier League on Saturday night. The fallout from their emphatic result in Germany is continuing. From Richard Keys slamming Slot, Wirtz receiving the backing of Jamie Carragher, and United legend Andy Cole having his say on Liverpool's striking options, Mirror Football takes a look at some of the latest news from Anfield. Andy Cole claims Liverpool can unleash chaos. While Alexander Isak's struggles continue, former United striker Andy Cole revealed he was impressed by Ekitike's showing against Frankfurt. Both strikers, who arrived in the summer for an initial combined $194 million, started in a front 3 in Germany, but it was the French forward who stole the show, with Isak having a subdued evening before being subbed with a groin injury. However, Cole maintains that duo can operate as a front 2, with the pair tipped to unleash chaos on the rest of the Premier League. "I do like Ekitike and Isak," Cole said on Match of the Day. "They're both of good age. We were just speaking there. They've bought for the future, and I can see them playing as a 2. Because if they do play as a 2, ultimately, they're going to cause chaos. A lot of chaos because they've both got pace, they've both got ability, and they're both prepared to take players on. And if you look at Ekitike's goals then, what I loved about it, his first through was, 'I'm running forward,' and we don't see that a lot in the modern-day game where center forwards want to run in behind." Richard Keys slams. Slot.x Sky Sports anchor Keys has slammed Slot for the Dutchman's comments after the Frankfurt victory. The beIN Sports presenter was critical of Slot's suggestion that his team benefited from Frankfurt's ball-on-the-floor approach to the game. On X, he wrote, "What a daft thing to say. Now everybody knows how to beat Liverpool. Long balls. They don't fancy a scrap." After the game, Slot said, "We needed a win. What we needed more was another performance where we create a lot of chances, but the players get the reward with a win. That's what happened. I saw a lot of similarities compared to the other games because the first chance they got was a goal. Maybe it was the only chance they had. And we went 3-1 up, and it's maybe easier to control a game when you're 3-1 up than if you are 1-0 or 2-1 down. But the main difference between this game and the 4 before was that in most of them, the other team scored from a set piece, and this time, we scored from 2 set pieces. Then people focused more on the attacks we had in the second half rather than the misplaced passes, which we probably had as well. But when you're 3-1 up, you are judged differently." After Liverpool's 2-1 defeat to United on Sunday, Slot had stated the Reds found it difficult to deal with Ruben Amorim's side owing to their use of a low block and long ball. Wirtz gets Carragher backing. German star Wirtz has been backed by Jamie Carragher following his stunning performance against Frankfurt. "I'm really pleased for this man," the Liverpool legend said. "Didn't get on the score sheet, but he's got a couple of assists. That's what he's been brought into the club for." However, Wirtz could have found himself with a goal to add to his 2 assists. A smart free kick was tipped over the bar by Frankfurt keeper Michael Zetterer. Wirtz also appeared to have a golden chance to open his Liverpool account, only for Mohamed Salah to opt to shoot instead of laying him off after the Egyptian was introduced to the game in the second half. Salah was clearly keen to make an immediate impact and found himself in on goal down the right flank as he opened up his body for a shot on goal, only for Zetterer to make the save. Wirtz then cut a frustrated figure as he showed his anger at his teammate by throwing his arms up in the air. The moment did not go unnoticed by Carragher, who felt Wirtz was justified in his anger as he said what he was brought in to do was to create goals and score goals. The only disappointment was that he didn't score tonight, and he should have if Mo Salah had passed to him at the end of the game. Speaking after the game, Wirtz shared his delight at his performance, but insisted there was more to come. He said, "I tried to get into better spaces during the second half. I know that I can do much, much more. I think the second half was really good and from everyone else too, so I'm satisfied that we've won today and that I finally have a goal involvement." Mohamed Salah's social media activity could raise eyebrows for Liverpool fans. Mohamed Salah appears to have removed some references to Liverpool from his social media profiles, with some fans speculating that he has done so in response to being dropped from the starting lineup against Eintracht Frankfurt. Salah has scored just once from open play across the Premier League and Champions League since August 15, and was left out of the XE that Arne selected in Germany on Wednesday. The Egypt star was brought on as a second-half substitute when the Reds had already racked up a comfortable 5-1 lead and spurned a good chance to make it 6-1. Salah played a 1-2 with Federico Chiesa to create a promising opening and had the opportunity to square the ball for Florian Wirtz to tap into an empty net. He opted to go for goal himself and was denied, much to the frustration of Wirtz, who threw his arms up in exasperation at his teammates' failure to pick him out. Salah's profile picture and profile header on social media platform X were of him playing for Liverpool earlier in the week, but the profile picture has since been changed to one of the player and his children, while his profile header has been deleted altogether. Despite criticism from some Reds fans for Salah's form this season, the vast majority are showing their support for the 33-year-old. One fan on X wrote, "Salah could drop form all season, and you'd still owe him for everything he's done. The least this fan base can do is stop hating and back him up. You've backed players for seasons who did nothing for this club, but can't do it for Salah." Another wrote, "I've just seen the amount of abuse Salah is getting, and all I want to say is, this brother carried Liverpool to the league last year, and if it wasn't for him, the club wouldn't be where they are. You're embarrassing yourselves. Touch grass. Football isn't that important." A third added, "All of you are overdoing it with Salah. He is a Liverpool legend who has brought 2 Premier League titles to the club. He is going through a lot right now, and Liverpool fans should be showing him what the club is all about. Sing his name, send him love. Support your man." Virgil van Dijk rallies Liverpool. "I wanted to say some things. It will need a few more games to really say whether Wednesday night's dominant 5-1 victory over Eintracht Frankfurt was a sign that this heavily overhauled Liverpool side have found their feet 2 months into the 2025-26 season, or whether it was a one-off obliteration in the midst of an increasingly difficult run for the Reds. Still, it's always far better to create chances, score goals, and win football matches than it is to do. Well, not that. And this is a Liverpool side that had been doing too much, not that, in recent weeks, racking up 4 defeats on the trot, including 3 in the Premier League and 1 in Europe before unloading their frustrations on Frankfurt. On Monday, everyone was sad because we lost to Man United at home, Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk said. "We haven't lost many at home during my time at Liverpool. It was tough under the circumstances, so on Monday we came together. It wasn't a crisis meeting. We all know how things can change, and we're only in October. But I wanted to say some things. It's not something I do after every game, let's put it that way. The only way to get out of a situation like that is stay together. Keep your mind on the task. Try to improve. Keep your confidence. Embrace the moment. Those are all things that are easier to say than actually do. But if you want to get out, you have to do it." Liverpool won the league last season, but there had been growing concerns that not only were they failing to click following a summer of major squad turnover, but from a form standpoint they hadn't been at their best for most of 2025, winning last season's title on the strength of a dominant autumn before seeming to run out of gas. On Wednesday against Frankfurt, despite conceding first a goal against the run of play, it should be noted, Liverpool were the clear better side and looked consistently dangerous in attack. Next up, they face Brentford with a Saturday evening kickoff, and if they can perform again as they did against Frankfurt, the mood will really start to pick up. We live in a world now where there is always noise. Always something to be said, always someone who knows better, Van Dijk added. We have to stay focused on ourselves. Obviously, we also had a proper debrief with the manager, but we also had a separate one as players. After my meeting, I think that everyone was happier. Michael Owen has telling verdict on Liverpool fans questioning Arne Slot. Michael Owen has dismissed any questions Liverpool fans may have had over Arne Slot following the Reds' recent slump. Liverpool's title defense has not got off to the best of starts, having lost 4 games in a row, including 3 league outings, to leave it sitting 4 points off current leaders Arsenal, despite having already beaten the Gunners at Anfield. The Reds did bring their losing streak to an end on Wednesday thanks to a 5-1 win at Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League, with Hugo Ekitike, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, Cody Gakpo, and Dominic Szoboszlai providing the goals. They will hope to continue that form as they return to Premier League action at Brentford on Saturday, with Slot facing more big decisions after making a number of brave calls, including dropping Mohamed Salah to the bench in Frankfurt. There are still some questions to answer for Liverpool following a major overhaul in the summer transfer window, although Slot will hope Wednesday's win will see any doubts over his own position put to bed for now. There were some tentative concerns raised after the Reds' recent slump, although former Liverpool striker Owen feels there should have been no question at all about Slot, given his success last season. For Arne Slot to win the league in his first season, that ends the debate about him being out of his depth. I wouldn't even go down that route, Owen told Sky Bet. There are reasons Liverpool might not be playing as well. Some signings haven't settled yet, for example. But Slot has already proven what a good operator he is. You can count on one hand the number of managers who have won the league in their first season. He's done an incredible job so far, and I can't believe any Liverpool fan is questioning him. Inwa says, there haven't been many Liverpool fans questioning Slot's position in fairness, and any that were will have been massively overreacting. There is absolutely no way the club would seriously consider that he might be out of his depth just a few months after he led the Reds to the Premier League title. Even after the recent slump, he still has Liverpool 4th in the table, and there are 30 league games left to try and claw back that difference to Arsenal. Hopefully, Wednesday's win over Frankfurt is the start of things beginning to click for this new-look side, and we can firmly put any ridiculous questions hanging over Slot's position out of mind. Thank you for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.